5:17 now as we wake up to a chilly start to this Tuesday morning. A look out of our downtown Grand Rapids, US 131 and the Ford Freeway interchange. Skies are partly cloudy. Temperatures are chilly. Readings in the 20s in areas to the north of Grand Rapids. Otherwise, mid-30s across most area. These readings that we're waking up to, by the way, are more typical of what we would expect to find on a December morning. And you can see, also typical of a December morning, we're tracking a snow event off to our west and southwest, an area of low pressure that is tracking through the central United States, and as it continues to press eastward, this swath of snow is going to slide up into central and southern lower Michigan. As we've been talking about over the last about 36 hours, heaviest of that precipitation, the wintry precip, is going to track to the south and east of Grand Rapids. And as you can see, areas from Detroit back toward Ann Arbor down into Toledo, likely seeing several inches of snow over the next 24 to 36 hours. Heaviest of that, again, tracking to our south, so we will likely see across central and southern lower Michigan the cold air continuing to stream in. But in terms of the amount of snowfall, our computer models are pretty consistent at keeping it just maybe a light dusting at the very most north of Allegan and Hastings, areas to the southeast, Sturgis, Coldwater, over toward the Detroit. A couple of inches of snow will be possible, and that's pretty consistent from computer model run now to computer model run. But the big story really is the cold air and the potential for a widespread hard freeze event. Meteorologist Matt Kirkwood is outside to talk about that part of the weather story. Matt.
Yeah, Terry, just a few days ago, I thought I'd be doing a live shot this morning in snow. That's not the case, but the overall theme is cold, and we're not going to be able to escape that, including these beautiful little budding flowers out here. And this is what the concern is this morning, and also tomorrow morning, and also Wednesday morning or Thursday morning. Let's take a look at it. We have a widespread freeze warning in effect throughout the viewing area. Several hours with below average, below freezing temperatures are expected. That's tonight and also Wednesday night. And here's the expected low temperatures tonight. It's not just the rural areas that will likely see temperatures falling into the 20s or below freezing for several hours. It's even in the metro areas that this is going to occur as the wind becomes really light and this cold air mass is drawn in from that departing storm that's going to produce the snow off to the south. This is what it looks like regionally in terms of the last freeze. Now, this is pretty common this time of year to actually have temperatures at the freezing mark or below, so not that unusual. Here's some of the average last freeze dates. Metro areas, for the most part, from Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo over to Muskegon, generally right around May 1st all the way to May 7th. But you can see once you get out in some of those rural areas, it's a little bit later, such as Big Rapids, Hesperia, Newaygo. It's towards the end of the month. In the northern parts of the state, such as northern lower Michigan, Vanderbilt area, you can see it as late as well into June. So again, it's going to be a couple cold nights. If you want to protect those plants, make sure you just cover them up with a sheet or a light blanket. And if it's really close to the ground, you can spread a little mulch over any blooming flowers out there. But again, it's going to be a couple cold nights, Terry.
That's right. And you know, we always look to Mother's Day weekend really as that benchmark on the calendar when folks can finally put those tender annuals into the ground here in West Michigan. But again, very cold the next couple of nights. By Friday, you can see we've got pleasant afternoon readings up to almost 60 degrees. A few rain showers on Saturday, back to dry weather on Sunday. And look at this, we do turn the corner quickly from Monday and Tuesday with high temperatures next week expected to reach the low to mid 60s. And one final note for you, for the temperature outlook for the first couple of days of May, the overall pattern, even as we warm up a little bit early next week, will stay a little cooler than average from the Great Lakes region to the northern plains, while that really warm air builds to the east and south. So, Tom Hillen, how are drivers doing this morning?
Well, just dodging those orange barrels out there. More of them continue to pop up as we get more and more into the construction season. I want to give you the heads up that we have single lane closures along eastbound and westbound I-196. This is between Ionia and Maryland, so watch for slowdowns in that region as a result of those lane closures that will be in place pretty much all summer long as they work to widen both directions of I-196. Also, this went into place yesterday and will remain closed again. This is southbound US 131, the exit ramp to Market. That, again, is closed, so that is not an exit option for you as you're traveling along southbound 131. Other than that, taking a look at the freeways heading into and around downtown Grand Rapids, looking good, crash free. I'll have another update for you coming up in about 15 minutes.